Okay. All right. So, chapter 1. Let's dive right into it. So, if you notice, if you look at the beginning, the chapter title is Thriving in College and in Life. If you will notice that the chapter is actually the title that I've already told you from the very beginning. When I met you from the day one, I told you that I want you not only to be successful in class or in college, but I want you to be successful in life. I think I may have said to you that any idiot, any jerk can get a college degree. Don't take a lot to get one, right? Just come to class, show up, memorize a few things, fake it, take a two test, and you'll get a college degree, right? Doesn't take a lot to do that. And I think I may have also told you that one thing about having a college degree, you can still be a jerk at home, but still have a college degree. All right, I can have a college degree, but still be treating my family bad. I can have a college degree and still be stealing and lying and cheating and have no character at all. But that's not being really thriving in life, though, is it? That's just a college degree, right? And so my heart has always been, whenever I teach these classes, and particularly with you guys this semester, is if you're going to thrive and be successful, let's be successful all across the board, right? And my goal has always been, let's let it be where you come in my class, you take some things in this class, and you go home and your family says, man, you changed a lot just because you're taking a college class, right? You treat me better because you went to college, right? That's the goal, is that you thrive not only in college, but in life. And the book sounds like to me that I'm right, that you should be thriving in college and in life. Okay, so that's the first thing I noticed about the chapter. Second thing, turn over, there's a guy introduced here, didn't really give his name, but I encourage you to read those profiles at the top that talk about the different students that are engaged there. This guy doesn't give his name, but he mentions the fact that he's having a hard time with managing his time. He's working 20 hours a week, taking a lot of classes, not getting a lot of sleep, all that kind of stuff. And his biggest priority, he says, is that I learned how to manage my time. How many of y'all feel that way too? How many of y'all actually have a 40-hour-a-week job that you're doing? Nobody? Really? That's good. How many of y'all working at least some though, right? Okay. Have you finding it difficult to work and come to school? Yeah. So that is what is really a big deal for a lot of college students is, how do I do all this stuff now? When I was in high school, I had maybe activities after school, but I didn't have a job. I didn't have to pay bills. I wasn't responsible a lot as like I am now. Now I got to go to work, try to find a way to have 5 classes, and it's a lot. So managing your time is a big part of your college career. Now, good thing about this is chapter 3, I think it is, we'll talk about time management in great detail. So we'll come back to that a little bit later. Okay. Now, the bottom of page 6, actually bottom of page 4, makes this statement. It says, you may find that college or your college experience can even be transformative. Can someone tell me what you think they mean by this word transformative and how college can be transformative? What do you think they mean by that? And there was a hush across the land. Yes, ma'am.
It can transform your life into a better person and help you to manage yourself.
Yeah, it's kind of what I've been saying. College can be transformed. I think I may have told you the story about how when I was in high school, and then when I got out of high school, I turned into a totally different person I was in high school. I was a scared, shy little boy in high school who didn't have a friend to save his life. But then once I got in college and I started to discover these amazing and wonderful things about me that I did not know I had, like the ability to talk in front of people and not be terrified, right? Didn't know I had that in high school because I was always terrified of people. But once I got to college, I transformed into something that's a whole lot better, I think, at least, right? Now, so you may be sitting out there, maybe you're 18 years old, maybe you're very shy, very introverted, don't know what you want to do in life, kind of afraid of people, just kind of not really finding your way. Don't worry, because college can be transformative. College can make you find yourself. And I love that about college. So again, it's not about just the academics. It's not about you getting the dean's list, because I'm not impressed with that anyway. It's not about a dean's list. It's about you developing. I like to say it's like this. It's kind of like that caterpillar that you are in high school. Like I was a caterpillar that people could just stomp on and just treat bad. But then all of a sudden I became a butterfly. So what you see before you today is the butterfly transformation. Okay. And that's what college does for you. It's not about academics all the time. Sometimes it's about you becoming something that you didn't know you could be. Okay. Does that make sense? All right. Page 6 or page 5, I should say, at the very top, to go into more details about completing your college degree, how it has a profound influence on your employment. It talks about how college can have an impact on how you think about and understand the world around you. It talks about how college has an effect on whom you select as your friends and associates. College has an effect on whom you commit to marry, how you raise your children, how you worship, how you spend your spare time, right? How you make lifetime choices across the board is all affected by whether you go to college or not. And that sounds like a big thing for college, right? Can college really do all of that, you think? College really can make you decide on who you're going to marry. Personal example, when I was growing up, had a girlfriend, right? The one that finally had some pity on me. And then my wife had some pity on me too, and finally started to date me. I didn't come from a household that went to college. None of my parents went to college, right? My siblings didn't go to college. My grandparents didn't go to college. I didn't have any cousins that went to college. So college for me was never really going to be something that I thought about. But once I met my wife and started kind of like her a lot, guess what I had to do? I had to go to college, right? Because everything about her was her parents went to college. She was going to college, right? There's stories I can tell y'all about when I snuck down her college dorm room and all kind of stuff. So college became, because I liked her so much, college became a part of how I made my decisions then. So that's what they're saying. By just college, it made me transform into maybe making some decisions about who I was going to marry. Because there was a girl before, she wasn't going to college. So guess what? She didn't get married. Does that make sense? So it has a lot to do with how you choose your mate based on college. Okay. All right. This is the good part. Someone tell me, this is bottom of page 5. It talks about this word called thriving. It says our overarching goal, again, we already talked about this, is that you be successful in college and in life, but that you thrive in both. So that word thrive is going to be really important for the next few minutes. I want you to read for me some of these things that it says thriving is. Someone start with where it says thriving is about what? What does thriving mean? Thriving is about what? All of a sudden now y'all want to be quiet. Yes, ma'am. Not just don't. No.
You told us to be quiet.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I changed my mind. No, talk to me. Tell me, what does thriving actually mean? What does that mean when it says thriving? Achieving the goals that you initially set for yourself, but sometimes it's setting goals beyond what you could even imagine. So thriving is about me discovering things about myself or goals about myself that I didn't even know I could do. I said I wanted this goal, but then I wound up getting this goal, right? So I didn't even know I could do that, but I did. Thriving is also what? What else does thriving mean? I'm gonna start calling on some people. Thriving means what? I'm sorry? They're gonna make me do all the work, huh? Okay. Thriving means going beyond your minimum requirements to meet and exceed your goals. It also includes discovering talents and abilities that you did not know you had. Thriving is about achieving your highest possible level of performance, deriving your maximum amount of self-satisfaction, self-esteem, exhilaration, excitement, and even joy. That's what thriving is. So thriving means I'm evolving, I'm changing, I'm coming into my own, as they say. I'm living my best life, as they say, right? That's what thriving is. I'm growing. I'm not staying the same. I'm always going higher and better than what I was before. Okay. I'm gonna tell you something that's probably not gonna be very interesting to you. But I got up this morning and I did a 5K before I left the house. Okay. So I got up about 5:30 or so, or maybe about 4:30 or so, 4:45 or so. Spent some time praying, right? Then I jumped on the treadmill for about 30, 35 minutes and did a 5K. Right. Yesterday, a couple of days before, I did another 5K. And I'm on this track of trying to get better every single time I do a 5K. I want to get faster. I'm trying to get under 11 minutes, right? Me being able to do that, or me trying to do that, is what thriving is. It's getting better every single day that you try to do something. Thriving means I'm better than I was yesterday. No one else around you should be your competition. It's just you and what you did yesterday. That's what thriving is. It's like, I want to be better than I was before. That's thriving. And that's what they want for you to have in college, which is this ability to thrive. Okay. Eventually, I'm just hoping here that somebody's going to just break out of this mode. These, I take it back. When I said be quiet, I take it back. I want you to talk to me now. Okay. All right. So next page 6 talks about making the most out of this college success course and this textbook. And by the way, I didn't say this in the beginning, but what should you be doing right now while I'm lecturing? And you should be doing what now? You should be taking notes. Right? And how should you be taking notes? Using what format? Oh, you should be using the Cornell format. Okay, so hopefully everybody is doing this. So if I got up and walked around, everybody will be using the Cornell note-taking format. There you go. All right. So why is this course so beneficial? Why do you need to take this course? what is it so good about this course and this textbook? If you look at page 6 in the middle, it says students who complete this course are more likely to continue in college and then finish their degrees. That's why this college class is important, because it helps you become the kind of person that will finish your degree. Students who take this course not only know where to go find help, but they actually go find the help when they take this course. Students who complete this success course are more involved in organizations and activities. Notice this one. Students who complete this course make better choices overall in college and in life, simply because you took this course. And I will go a step further, especially since you took this course with Mr. Keenan. I mean, you know, just saying, right? So this is an important course, an important textbook, because those are all the things that come with that, okay? At the bottom, they talk about the syllabus and things like that. Now we get into page 7, where it says VIPs, which is very important people. Flip over to page 8 and someone tell me, please, someone tell me, maybe in the back, front, I don't care where, someone tell me, what are the 2 types of students that are listed under VIPs? What are 2 types of students? Traditional students and non-traditional students, okay? Someone else tell me, what is a non-traditional student? What does that mean?
Me.
Yeah, you, which means what?
That I am old and trying to do it.
Okay, I would have probably said old.
But further along in my birthdays and
Yes.
have worked in the professional world. I have a family, and now I'm going back to
Exactly.
college.
That's non-traditional. That means that you didn't right out of high school go right into college. You went into the world, got a job, did things and all that kind of stuff. Then you just go, wait a minute, maybe I want to go back to college now. And you came back. Okay. So that's a non-traditional. Obviously, if that's non-traditional, then you know what traditional is. How many students do I have that are traditional students? Y'all know what that is, right? Traditional is right out of high school, when did y'all graduate? Like May, right? And then as soon as you graduated in May, came right over here and took Mr. Keenan's class, right? Not even a year, not even 6 months, right? Since you've been out of high school, and here you sit in a college class. That's a traditional student. Now, the good thing about traditional and non-traditional students is that we all can learn from each other, right? What do you think a traditional student can learn from a non-traditional student like you? What can y'all learn from non-traditional students? Anything? Huh? About the job history?
I thought she just said world history and almost.
Life, yeah. So let me say this to the traditional students, right? So since you just got out of high school not less than 6 months ago, you guys it's still fresh in your minds what it's like for all these old people to tell you what to do, right? It's still fresh in your mind, particularly when you were 15, 16 years old. You got sick of that, right? Like, please stop telling me what to do. You're old, right? Your generation don't know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing, right? That's how y'all felt, traditional students, right? And y'all kind of dismiss a lot of what these people said because you thought they're old. They don't know what they're talking about. I want to encourage you, though, that now that you're in college and now that you're an adult, listen to these people. Okay? They are a wealth of knowledge because they have experienced things that you have never experienced before. You don't know what it's like to pay a mortgage yet. You don't know what that feels like.
So older, smart people.
Great point. Great point, because there are some older people that I would not advise you to listen to, because you can look at their track record and see they ain't never done nothing, never accomplished nothing. I ain't listening. Then you got to say, because you didn't go to college nowhere in the first place, right? But the ones that are wise, the ones that are trying to give you some good advice, please heed their advice. That's how you can learn from them. And another way that you can learn is because your brain is still kind of percolating, right? You're still percolating, and the non-traditional students say, yo, why don't we start like a study group together? Because this math is kicking my butt, but I know you know how to do it. Why don't we get together, non-traditional, traditional, and so you can help me out, okay? And then you can say, okay, well, I got that, but can you give me some advice on something I've been really struggling with since you've been through it before? Can you help me with that? And then they can help you out, okay? That's how we can help each other. So it's good in college that you can have both sets of students, which is non-traditional and traditional, okay? Does all that make sense to y'all? Okay, do y'all agree with that? Okay, all right. So the next kind of VIPs is veterans. We talk about here, first generation students, international students or VIPs, part-time students, online learners, peer leaders, and then finally me as the instructor. I am also a VIP. And the biggest part of that I want you to understand is that we have these things called student hours, is what they call them. They are actually called office hours in some circles, but we call them student hours. And we're very important people because we too have a wealth of knowledge and wisdom and understanding about things that we can help you out. And I always encourage my students, if you get to a place where, you're really struggling with something personal, you're really struggling with something that just may take you off the rails, that may make you want to quit college, then come see me. I have these hours that you can come and knock on my door and say, Mr. Keenan, I really need to talk to you. And I will close my door if necessary, if it's something private, and we'll just talk about it. And I'll try to encourage you and motivate you and inspire you to get you back on the path, because that's what a VIP does. That's what instructors should be doing. Okay, does that make sense to y'all? All right, so now those are the VIPs. Now, the good stuff again, page 13 says the value of college. Why is this thing called college so valuable? Right? Why does our society push that so much, that you need to go to college and get you a college degree so your future can be bright? That's what they push to you, right? That this thing called college is valuable. Now, you may disagree with that or agree. There is some debate right now that they're saying that college is a waste of money and that we're not teaching you the right things in college, that we're not preparing you for the real world. And so some people are thinking college is not worth nothing. All of us just saw where President Biden just kind of forgave some student loan stuff up to $10,000, $20,000, I think. So now people are saying, these people ain't paying back their student loans. So how is this college thing any worth a thing that you can't pay back your own loans now, right? So why even go to college? Why not just get a trade? Is what they're saying now. Get a trade. Be an entrepreneur. Teach students how to do that kind of stuff and not teach them that stupid stuff about college. Again, it's debatable, right? People say one thing, you obviously think it's valuable. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sitting here now. So we're going to talk about a little bit of why college is valuable and why you need to continue to do it. So it says having a college degree is a major opportunity for people to achieve upward social mobility and a higher standard of living. Would y'all agree with that? College is valuable because of that. It says a college degree can minimize or eliminate the restrictions, the achievements that stem from the differences of background, race, ethnicity, family income, national origin, all that stuff. It says that college basically gives us an opportunity to be looked at based on our merit and not where we come from, not the color of our skin, not our gender, or any of that. College is valuable based on what I just read because it evens the playing field. It makes all of us equal so that we all have the same opportunities and the same advantages as everybody else. That's how powerful college is, and that's why it's valuable, right? Now, do you agree with that? Do you think that is the real case, that college basically clears and makes everybody equal and it makes everybody looked at upon based on their merit and their merit alone?
It narrows the margins.
It narrows the margins. But do
marginal differences. I think
Okay.
it helps narrow them.
Okay. But do you think it makes us all equal?
No.
Why not? Because y'all have because if y'all are saying no, and a lot of y'all did, y'all saying that the book is wrong? Because the book says that it helps us. I mean, y'all can read yourselves. It says in the book, college, right? College participation is about ensuring that more people have the opportunity to be evaluated on the basis of merit rather than their family status, their money, or other forms of privilege. In other words, it evens the playing field.
More people, not all people.
But I think they mean that if I have a college degree in, say, accounting from Clemson University, right? And tell me your name, I forget. Tell me your name. Jonathan. So let's say I have an accounting degree from Clemson University, and so does Jonathan. Doesn't that make us equal and even and based on our merit when it comes to getting a job? It should. What do you mean it should? The book says it will. Why wouldn't it?
I mean, you got, I don't know, it just matters like who takes in the most and who knows the most. And like,
Okay, well, let's say we all had the same, we got the same GPA,
okay.
right? We both studied hard, same degree, same GPA. Is it going to be equal for us all?
I mean, if it comes to a test, I mean, I don't know how you get the job. I mean,
It's your race.
What? What,
the
Don?
race.
Are you,
I think bottom line is.
John?
Yeah,
It is meant to be
look
there.
on paper, yeah. But
This is America.
Yeah.
This is 2022.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Have you seen
That race has something to do with what the book is saying? No way.
It hasn't changed.
Are you being sarcastic or serious?
It's just a different generation.
So you're telling me that if I apply for a job, same degree, accounting from Clemson University, Taylor applies for a job, same degree, same university, that Taylor might not get the job? Why? What else would stop her from getting a job?
You're male.
You mean to tell me that in America, a woman with the same degree as a man won't get the same opportunities, won't get the same pay sometimes? Is that what you're telling me is happening in America?
It's in basketball too. NBA.
You guys are just blowing my mind and basically just telling me that the book is just losing its mind, right?
This book was probably made like 18.
No, I don't think it was 18. Go ahead.
So, in my professional career, I was
Yeah.
an HR consultant. So, my job was to go out and do a lot of this. Hire people, do executive recruitment, policies and procedures. And you would not believe, not just the basic prejudices that we
Yeah.
all encounter with
Yeah.
gender or race or who we're married to or who we love.
Yeah.
But the things that I have heard hiring managers tell me when I send people to interview with them, it's your personality, it's your other.
Which are just excuses.
They're just excuses.
Yeah.
I've had hiring managers, a lot of the times I'm dealing with either, the C level, the CFOs, the CEOs, the VP of HR, and so many of them would say, I don't want anybody with a master's degree, even though you send them this beautiful candidate.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anybody smarter than me. I mean, there's all kind of prejudice.
All kind of yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to get back to what I was saying, I was being a little facetious, and you're right. I was being very sarcastic because I understand where I was going with this, and I didn't want to go there. I wanted you to go there instead of me because I don't want to say it. I want y'all to say it, right? So what y'all said was that the book is right, that we all are based on the book, that we should be based on our merit when we get a college degree. That's why college is valuable, because it makes us all equal. We all get the same degree, which means we all have the same opportunities. But in the real world, what you just said was that sometimes, though, that's not the case. Sometimes there's some isms out there that make the book kind of go a little foul, right? There's some racism, there's some sexism, there's some classism, right? That makes the book say, okay, yes, you have the same degree, but I'm still looking at your skin. Yes, you still have the same degree, but you're a woman, right? So now you may be wondering if the book is saying that college is valuable because it makes us all even based on merit. And I'm telling you that in the real world, well, actually you're saying in the real world, that's not the case. Then how can this be true that college is valuable then? Because if I'm black, it ain't valuable to me. If you're a woman, it might not be valuable to you. Better than you hire. I want a job. I don't want to be better. I want a job.
They can't take your degree away.
They can't take your degree away. So I'm going to tell you what I mean by this, because I don't want you to get this in a nutshell here. What I'm saying is, yes, it is valuable because of this reason. Yes, there's going to be some isms. Yes, you're going to deal with some things. But picture for a minute that you're on a riverbank. Okay, you're standing on a bank of water, and there's a riverbank out here. Okay, with a high school diploma, all you can really do is go side to side on the riverbank. That's all you're going. You're going to go side to side from Chick-fil-A to Bi-Lo to Walmart to Amazon at a plant. And that's about your life going to be that, right? With just a high school diploma, especially in 2022. But if I get a college degree, now I have what I call the golden ticket. That says now I have a degree that says now I have permission now to get into the water of opportunity. Now, once I get in the water, am I going to have to fight for it because I'm a female? Probably so. Am I going to fight because some kind of ism? Yeah, probably so. But at least I'm in the water, right? That's why the ticket is important, because at least I get in the water. Now, I'm about to fight when I get in the water. I'm about to kill the interview. I'm about to do a whole lot of stuff, but at least I ain't staying on that bank with just a high school diploma. That's why college is still valuable, because it gets you in the water. Not only to mention, it helps you thrive and become better than what you were before. So it's a two for two kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Tools in your toolbox.
Tools in your toolbox. So it still is valuable. I don't want you to walk out thinking it's not valuable, but I want you to, and I think you guys got it. You got to be realistic and understand that the real world, and what the book is trying to paint, ain't always the case when you get out in the real world. Okay, it's just not. You have to know that, but it's still valuable. Okay, y'all got that? Okay. All right. The next part talks about why it's valuable. On the next page, it says it's valuable because of your money. The more the more college education you have, the more money you can make, and the less you will be likely to be unemployed, is what that chart talks about there. And that's why it's another reason why it's valuable. Now it talks about considering outcomes and developing lifelong friendships. All those things are part of the value of college because you get a chance to network with people. I know people that have had friends in college that will end up being their lifetime friends. And they have networking power because now I have all these wonderful people that I met when I was in college. So that's another reason why college is valuable. So it sounds like they're really trumping up this thing for why college is valuable. And so all those folks out there who are debating that it's not might need to take this class and say, no, it's valuable. Because nowadays, without a college degree, you can't get nothing. Okay, so all that makes sense? All right, now, my favorite part. One of my favorite parts anyway. Look at the bottom of page 16. We're still talking about the value. I will finish up with this, with the value part of it. They say at the bottom that college graduates are less likely to become unemployed. We already talked about that. Look at that second bullet there. Y'all can probably disagree with this. College graduates, it says, is another benefit of college, is that college graduates live longer. Now, somebody said, ain't no way. What?
Really?
Y'all don't think so? How is that? It says not. It says they live longer because they eat differently. They have different exercise habits. They consume less alcohol, and they're much less likely to use tobacco than people who do not complete a college degree. Yeah. So it doesn't mean that they're smarter in any kind of way, according to the book, that it means they just live longer. Do y'all agree with that?
Yeah, the power of all of these other valuable things that come with it affords you a better lifestyle.
Yeah, which makes you inadvertently live longer, right?
I know a couple people that does both instead of college, but
like. Well, yeah. Now those are people that are just losers.
Professional afterlife.
Yeah, if you go to college and stay in the frat and party the whole entire 4 years, then obviously you're not gonna live longer. Right, but if you do it right, you can, according to the book, live longer. Because if I'm a guy that works in a plant for 40 years of my life and I don't care about my health, I don't eat right, all I want to do is just drink me a couple of beers on the weekend and eat a bunch of meat and just sit back and just be the hungry man and just sit back and let my stomach just get big and just let myself go, because that's my life. All I want to do is just work at a plant. I don't read no books. I don't try to educate myself. I wasn't trained to do that. That person, in some situations, might not have a longer lifespan than someone that says, okay, I've been educated, I've been knowledge, I know what it's like to take care of my body, I want to exercise because I learned things in college. All that different stuff makes you live longer.
Freedom of choice and not running on a wheel.
Exactly. I'm not in the rat race.
Right.
I have a different mindset because I went to college. So that's another reason why college, the outcome of college, is still pretty powerful, y'all. Okay? Yeah. The other thing, college, stay married longer to the person that I've been married for 35 years. Why? I think it's because of college education. We tend to do that. College graduates are discretionary recreational time for fun. College graduates are more likely to elect a public office. College graduates influence political ideas. College graduates are less likely to be incarcerated. So all of those things, it says, are reasons why it's good to go to college. Okay. All right. Now, exploring purpose and setting some goals. Now, these are the last two big points I want to make before we actually do an activity. So on the top page 18, it says considering purpose. And I want you to listen to this part very carefully because I need you to get this down deep into your heart and soul, along with the other things we just talked about as far as value. Let's get this purpose in our soul. It says your sense of purpose will drive many outcomes. It will give you motivation for today, this week, this term, and for college overall and for life. Purpose, it says, will shape many of your decisions that you make. Purpose provides clarity, direction, commitment, meaning. People who have a clear sense of purpose know who they are, where they come from, and where they are going. Purpose connects to motivation, and this connection plays out every single day that you are in college and in your life. Purpose helps you achieve your goals. In other words, purpose and knowing why you're doing something is pretty powerful, right? If I know why I'm doing it, that gives me the motivation, and it connects me to be inspired and motivated to do it every single day. Because I'm going to tell you something, getting a 4-year degree takes a long time. And there are going to be a lot of obstacles that will be thrown in your way in those 4 years, right? And we don't know what those obstacles are right now. Sitting here today in 2022 in August, 30th, right? We didn't know 2020 was going to hit, but it did, didn't it? But we weren't ready for it. You don't know what the future holds, and neither do I. So purpose will get you through those humps. It will make you say, okay, I'm going to still make it through this. That's why I have you say in the beginning of class, I will not quit until I get my college degree, because I want you to understand obstacles are coming for you. And you have to have a Mamba mentality that says, I ain't stopping, baby. I got to get that degree, right? I know it's going to be tough, but I got to get this degree. That is when you have your purpose, it connects you to that, and it makes you be inspired to continue. Does all that make sense so far? All right. So let me ask, and I hope y'all are enjoying this engagement, because I'm going to ask this question. Why are you here? What is your purpose? Why did you decide, after all of this time in your life, when you could have just went straight from high school and got a job? You could have went to BMW and start making $30 an hour and driving a nice BMW and living your best life. Could have got out of your mama's house, got you an apartment, and just went on with your life. So why did you decide to come to college? Why? I want to know. That's not a rhetorical question.
Like work so hard.
So what now?
Work so hard on like BMW factories.
Okay, so you didn't want to go down the route of just having a factory job for 40 years. That's why you came to college. Okay, Taylor.
That I worked hard for and achieved.
Okay, to earn a degree that you worked hard for to achieve. That means that sense of achievement is why you came. Y'all still not quite getting what I want you to get. A sense of fulfillment. Okay, all right. That's still not quite what I want you to get, but we'll just keep trying.
Why
What?
you don't say it?
Because I want y'all to say. I want y'all to get it.
Because if you have your degree, that's something that can never be taken away.
So again, sense of achievement, sense of fulfillment, something that I know I accomplished. Right. All right. What else is your purpose? That's the only reason y'all came? Yes, sir. Okay, that's good too. What else? Yes, ma'am. Okay, that's getting there. That's getting there. What else? I'm struggling here. No, okay. So, what are you gonna say in the back? Maybe she got it. I don't know. Oh, she ain't got it. Okay. All right. What do you have?
I did actually go and work for him, but it wasn't like instant and with COVID hit, I lost my job.
Okay.
So because I didn't have a degree, I couldn't like go back and work with a higher company or anything.
So still for you,
I got
it was still about money and position and working, right? You got it. Uh-oh, Dawn's got it.
Like I got it.
Dawn thinks she's got it. What is it, Dawn? Let me hear it.
Job security.
Oh, Dawn, you're disappointed. No. All right. So purpose, right? Purpose has to be more than money. Purpose has to be more than just simply a sense of fulfillment. Purpose has to be more than, and you were very close to where I was going, just making a better life than what I had when I was growing up. That's good, right? But what I want you to get out of this, and I could be wrong, maybe you guys can shout me down and say, Miss Kenny, you don't know what you're talking about. But what I think about when I hear purpose is purpose has to be bigger than you. Purpose has to be something that is outside of yourself, right? Purpose cannot be just to fatten my pockets and get the house, to get the car, to get the money, to get all that for me. That's not really purpose, right? Because on those lonely nights when you're trying to work hard at something and it's really, really tiring, you got to write those papers and you got, because see, this is easy at SEC. When you get that 4-year school, you got those big papers and it's a lot, and those professors don't care about you, don't know your name, and you feel lost and confused and frustrated. When those nights come, you got to have something that makes you keep on going. And if it's just about you, you might say, well, you know what? Screw that. I'm tired. I'm just going to get a job. I tried, right? I'm just going to go work for the fire department. It's better. I got my stuff I need, right? If it's all about you, your purpose can wane and your motivation will wane some. But when your purpose is bigger than yourself and you take yourself out of the equation, now you can be elevated to have that push that says, I got to get this done. Does that make sense? That's what I think about when I think about purpose. Yes, ma'am.
So I was really lucky not having a degree. I went to a really nice paying job,
Yes.
had a great career,
Yes.
but ran into a lot of, okay, if this job ends, what do I do next? I mean, I got a really good job, but
Yeah.
you know, I was going to go up against the struggle, like you said, not having that degree. So you are so smart to do what you did. But I have the house, I have the cars, I have all of those things.
Yeah.
The reason I wanted to pursue my passion, and so that is the thing
So,
that drives me every day.
so why did you come back to college then?
Because I love medicine and I want
And what do you want to do with that?
to get my nursing degree.
And what do you want to do with that?
MD degree and practice medicine.
To do
and
what?
To help people and
Say that again.
to help people.
To help people, right? You just stepped outside of the box. Purpose is when you step outside of yourself and say, you know what? I'm not doing this for me because I got the house.
Yeah,
I got the car. I got the money. I really don't need college, but it's going to help me be able to get to a place where I can do something better than just myself.
Live a life of service.
Yes. When you have that, and again, for some of the 18-year-old folks, you know, sometimes this is hard for them to digest because this generation thinks about, yeah, but I want to get my pockets fat. You know, that's why a lot of them come here and do mechatronics, because they understand that mechatronics takes them to a place where they get a lot of money working in the plant. And that's okay when you're young, but you got to get a mindset that says, why am I here? What am I here to do? What is my purpose? What is my reason for existing? And that's hard for y'all to think about, but why am I here? Because that kind of stuff will take you so much further than just money. Personal example. And I think every time I say this example, I tend to quake in this stance, but I'm going to try to say it. I'm a teacher.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And you guys know, without me having to tell you my personal information here, you know teachers ain't making no $100,000, $200,000 a year, right? Y'all know that, right? Okay. Y'all know we making lower than that, a whole lot lower than that, right? So what makes me so passionate, and as I've been displaying to you, hopefully in this lecture, my passion and some people say I'm loud when I do this lecture, my loudness, my passion, me pouring my soul out in this lecture. Why do I do that if it's not about money? Because I care about my students. That's my purpose. It's not money, because I can just go somewhere else and make some money. And sometimes I've thought about it, right? But there's a sense of joy and excitement and fulfillment inside of myself that knows, and I know this without a doubt, and this is not bragging at all. I know that every single semester I meet a new face. I didn't know y'all from Adam when I first met y'all. But every semester I meet a new face. I know I'm going to change that person's life. I know that person is going to sit in my presence when we have these kind of lectures like this, and they're going to be like, man, dude, I never thought about it like that. And it's going to inspire them to go out and say, you know what? I'm changing something here in my life. I'm going to go be a better person. I'm going to thrive. I'm going to change. I'm going to evolve. I'm going to listen to Mr. Keenan, and I'm going to be a better person for it. That's my purpose. Because I may never get the Oprah Winfrey Show money, right? I may never get the six-figure salary, $200,000, $200,000, $300,000 for it, live in a big mansion. I may never get that. May never get that, Dawn. But I'm putting it to you so that you might get it. And one day you may be on the Oprah Winfrey Show, right? And you may be on there and say, you know, Oprah, I'm rich. I got all these businesses. I got all these things that I've done in my life. I'm a very wealthy man, a very wealthy woman. And I'm just so blessed, Oprah. I'm just blessed. But I remember it was 2022. And it was August the 30th, matter of fact, Oprah. And this guy I met, I don't even know if he's still around anymore, but this guy I met had on a bow tie and a green shirt. Right? Right? This guy I met, and he poured something inside of me. And that day I left that classroom, I changed my life. And I'm better today because of this man named Mr. Keenan. I may not get the salary, but at least you will have to say that I did something in your life that made you a better person. When you have purpose like that, people, it'll make you get out of bed in the morning. It'll make you talk loud in the lecture. It'll make you talk with your hands. It'll make you feel passionate about what you do, even though it's just a college introductory class that most folks don't even care about. It will make you be passionate because you understand why you're here. Does that make sense? Your purpose has to be bigger than that, than just money. I wish I had more money. Don't get me wrong. We need money. And there are some days I get frustrated with the fact that they don't respect the fact that what I do here enough to pay me more. Even the entire state of South Carolina doesn't respect me enough to do that. They don't pay firemen either. They don't respect us. They think what we do is just, well, you're just a teacher, but they don't understand. I'm pouring out my soul into these people, right? And that should be compensated. So some days I think, you know what, screw this, man. I'm going to get a job, especially when I got a wife at home and says, you know what, we need this and I want this. And I, you know, when you got that at home, you got to start thinking about, well, do I need to just stop teaching? And there are days I want to, honestly. But when you have purpose, though, it just makes you feel like, well, dog, if I stop doing that, then Taylor can't get what she needs, right? If I stop doing that, then who's going to help Dawn, right? If I stop doing that, then what's Keisha going to do? See, when purpose is that, now it's not me, it's beyond myself. And that's what makes you motivate to want to get it done. Does that make sense? So rethink your purpose. Figure out what your purpose is beyond yourself. Just a little bit, y'all. I'm not telling you can't have your pockets fat, but just think a little bit about somebody else for a minute. Yes, ma'am, Morgan.
So can your purpose change? I know that's a
Oh,
silly question.
No, it's not. No, it's not really a silly question. It can evolve and change. Yes, it can. Because I'm telling you, because I'm older now, my purpose has become this. But when I was probably 25, 30, my purpose was probably not this. So yes, it can evolve as you get older and change. Yeah, it can. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
multiple times.
Yeah.
My purpose right now is one thing, and that's to live for my little animals right now.
And that's okay. No one's here to, one judges that at all. Everybody's where they are in their purpose. I'm just trying to get you to open your mind a little bit more, just a little bit, for your purpose, right? You may not be where I am now. It took me some while to get here. And who knows, I may change. And before you come back a couple of years from now, I may work in administration, say, well, screw that teaching. I stopped that teaching stuff. I work in administration. I'm making $100,000 a year. Check that out, right? So I don't know. It's just evolving. I'm just telling you right now today, your purpose needs to be something that's bigger than yourself. Okay?
I have a friend that tried that and then he missed pouring
Yeah.
purpose into his
Yeah.
students and he went
Yeah.
back a year later.
And let me say this.
Salary didn't matter.
And let me say this because I'm probably belaboring this point more than I should, but let me say this. I just feel passionate about this. Let me say this. When you have the desire and the passion that I have to be able to do this, what I'm doing, which is hopefully inspiring you, motivating you, wanting you to change your life. When you have that kind of passion and want to do that, it makes you want to do it bigger, right? It makes you want to stand on a stage with thousands of people and do it, right? Because you want to do it. This is too small for your passion now. This is too small for your purpose now. Your purpose is oozing out the door now because now Miss Keenan wants to go stand on a stage of 10,000 and do this.
It's the most time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So now your purpose is now beyond the classroom. And that's why, you might say, well, I can quit, I can stop, I can do it, but that passion is going to pull you right back in, right? You got to find another way to do it other than just a classroom. And that's what I'm looking for now. Other ways I can do it other than just a classroom. I want to do it bigger now because I just think I have the passion for it. Okay, does that make sense? All right, last thing. I hope I'm not boring y'all. I hope this is good. The last thing talks about goals. SMART goals is the acronym for it, starting on page 20 to 21. We're going to go through this real quick, but let me ask you a question. How many of you believe in New Year's resolutions? Nobody. So y'all don't do that no more? Y'all just, it ain't working? You just don't.
Other times of the year when it's more meaningful.
Okay. So you don't like sit around December 31st and say, oh God, 10, 9.
I made it like a joke, but I won't actually.
You don't actually do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
feel like if you can't do it throughout the year, then you're already kind of set yourself up.
yeah, that's true.
for failure,
So a lot of people don't even bother with this goal setting or New Year's resolution thing at all anymore because it just didn't want to work out. Because what would happen is you would say on January 1st, and that's a good way to start because it's a new year, it's a fresh year, it's a fresh start, and you want to do that, right? But then you start in January all hyped up. Woohoo! We're going to the gym, baby. We're going to lose 150 pounds. We getting it done, right? And you get all excited. And then February
There's still
comes.
leftovers in January.
Yeah, that's right. But then you go to February, and before you know it, your motivation drops. By March, by April, you forget that. And then you think, well, these goal stuff just don't work for me, right? But this book, the textbook is talking about how to set goals in this guideline called SMART so that you can see them come to pass, right? By doing them in this guideline, it says if you do this, you have a better chance of your goals coming to pass. And so we're going to go this real quick, these guidelines, and it's an acronym for SMART. Someone tell me what the first letter means. S, what does it stand for? Specific. What they're saying is that when I'm setting goals, I have to make sure my goals are specific, right? If I'm going to get the goal, I have to know exactly what I'm trying to get. Great example. My goal is to get a house or buy a house by the time I'm 30. It's like a pretty good goal, right? If you need one, Keisha's right there. By the time I'm 30, I want to own my own home. That's a goal. But is it specific enough? What would make it specific?
Red house.
Yeah.
At the beach.
Yeah.
Price point.
Yeah. Right? So getting my goal specific is taking it out of that broad thing of I want to own a home by the time I'm 30, right? To say, okay, I want to own a home by the time I'm 30. It has to be a corner lot with a basement in Greenville County with a fence around it, right? And I don't want to pay no closing costs. Right? So yeah, so now my goal is specific. So now when I'm driving around looking for houses, if it's got a corner lot, a basement, a fence around it, and I have been on closing costs and all those other things, now I know, oh, that's the one that I've been looking for because my goal is specific. I'm gonna go on a limb here, Keisha, real quick. And I'm just gonna make an assumption here for the ladies. Okay. Most ladies have in their mental capacity a list, an unconscious list of requirements or expectations for what they want in a man. Am I right? Most ladies, and you know it up here. You don't have to write on a piece of paper, but you know he has to be this, 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 and this. And some of y'all lists are longer than others. And I'm gonna say this too. Some of y'all lists are a little bit unrealistic, but it's okay. You got a list, and you're looking for something specific, right, guys? So I'm giving y'all some information, guys. So y'all need to make sure y'all on that list that they got. If y'all trying,
Any of them taking notes.
they ain't taking no notes. They don't care about this, right? So I'm telling you, into the mind of a female, because I have a wife and 3 daughters, they have a list, and they're looking for Mr. Right, is what they call him, right? And the only reason he's Mr. Right is because he meets the things that are on my list. They have some specifics, right? So that when they see him, they know, oh, that's him, right? Right? And then, or they can go on the list and say, wait, and mentally, this is what they do. They say, okay, that's number 1, that's number 2, that's number 3. Dog, he missed number 4. That ain't it. That's not him. He didn't meet number 4, so it must not be him, right?
Juan's a Marine, so he's lacking a little bit of the smarts.
But that was on your list, all right? Yeah, but here, let me say this too, and this is probably shouldn't be a relationship kind of class, but one thing you have to do about your list is sometimes you have to sacrifice some things on your list to get the other things on your list. Guys are nodding for that, right? Because what you find is that my list is way too unexpected. Like, ain't no way in the world you're gonna get Noah. Y'all just stop thinking about Noah. He ain't real. Y'all know I'm talking Noah, right? The Notebook. Noah's not a real person. Yeah, but women have a Noah on their list, like all these things. And what you miss is he might be missing one thing on the list, but he's still a good guy, right? So don't focus on so much on the list. But again, back to my point, y'all have some specifics. That's what I mean by goals. Get some specifics. Figure out what you really want. Write it down specifically what you want. That's how you make a goal come to pass, because now you can find it. Okay? I got to move on. EM stands for what? Measurable. Make sure you know how to measure your progress, right? You can't measure it if you don't know if you're getting from point A to point B. If I'm trying to lose 150 pounds, I go to the gym. How do I measure if I'm losing those 150 pounds? I get on a scale. So what is your scale for your goal? What's going to show you that you know how to measure whether you're progressing or not? You got to have a way to measure that. Now, the A is the hardest part that most people mess up, and that's why most of your goals do not come to pass, because of the stupid letter A, and it stands for what? Attainable. That means that when I set a goal, I have to be sure that I really can get it. And the problem is that we lie to ourselves. Oh, no, I can do it. No. I can do it, right? And then we set ourselves up and say, I'm going to lose 150 pounds this year. And that's really too high. But you don't want to tell yourself that, so you really want to do it. But you make your goal unreachable and unattainable, and then when it doesn't happen, you feel like a failure. But it wasn't that you were a failure. You set your goal too high. Drop it down a little bit. Say you're going to lose 50, maybe.
Just say you're gonna lose weight and
Yeah, maybe don't even put a number on it, maybe. But then if you don't put a number on it, it's not really specific. So you got to come. Yeah, it's not measurable then. So you got to give it a specific, but maybe give it one that's attainable. Okay.
You can always look for us on space, so do a little then and then see how much it was.
Exactly. Again, I was just telling you guys that I got up and ran my 5K this morning. So how many of y'all actually run? Any runners in here at all? Okay, a few runners. All right. So if you were going to run a marathon, right? If you're going to run you're going to run a 26.2, you had to make some decisions in your mind if that's even possible for you, right? And if it's not, I don't even need to be talking about no 26.2 miles. If you never ran 10 without passing out, don't even put 26.2 on the scale. But you could say, well, I ran 10 and I'm 19. I think I can do it. Just because you're 19 don't mean you can do 26.2. I'm telling you, it doesn't mean that. But you could lie to yourself and get out there and hurt yourself and mess yourself up because you think I can do it. No, you really can't. So you got to evaluate and think about what you're saying is truly attainable for you. That's my point. You got to make sure it's attainable. And then R stands for relevant. Make sure that every goal that you have is relevant to where you want to be. And then T stands for make sure you put it on a time frame, because that means that now you subconsciously say that I have to have this goal done by 2024, 25, or whatever. That puts a stamp on it, puts a stopping space for you to make sure you got it done. Now, according to your textbook, if you can put your goals in that guideline, specific, measurable, truly attainable for you, relevant to where you want to be 10 years down the road, maybe, and time frame, if you do that guideline, your goals will most likely come to pass. Okay? Because all of that makes sense. Okay, did I bore you totally? Are y'all okay? Interesting, good stuff. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay. All right. So that is the last part of the textbook because the rest of it just basically says,